Well, my friends, this is it. The final episode of Gushing Over Magical Girls' first season has arrived. The ecchi genre is not new at all, though for some of you this anime may seem like an anomaly of the industry. But I can assure you that this used to be the norm. Among the classic shonen titles such as Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, and others, the ecchi genre has been a thing for years, my friends. When I was growing up, we had shows like High School DxD, High School of the Dead, Kiss X Sis, To Love Ru, Yamada's First Time, and what I consider to be an absolute classic, Sekirei. Not to mention more modern examples such as Kill la Kill, No Game No Life, and Food Wars. All really amazing anime, I should add. So when I see comments saying that Gushing Over Magical Girls is pretty much a well, you're right. But let me tell you a little secret. Come closer. A little closer. All anime is Imagine, you're a dominant grown woman with evil ambitions, which include taking over the entire world. You invade the planet with your powerful goo monsters and nearly declare victory, only to get out-dominated by that weird kid you knew in high school. We open with Baiser and Enorme facing off as they begin to have their fight. We cut to Leopard in her new form fighting against Sister. She fights her while yelling out obscenities like she always does. Sometimes I wonder if this translation is accurate or not. Each one of Leopard's attacks are explosive and are extremely effective against her huge target. After kicking her ass, Leopard starts gloating until she starts spewing out. Sister thinks she's figured out why Leopard pretends to be weak. It's because she can't control her power. Or so she thinks. Leopard says this won't kill her because she promised to go to a hotel with Baiser, so they can have hot and steamy ramen noodles.
Yes! Yeah!
Meanwhile, Baiser spanks a light bulb and traps Enorme's goo monsters. Enorme says that's impressive, but summons a large mass of goo to counterattack. Enorme's whip binds Baiser. Leopard is starting to struggle against Sister and is even having trouble aiming her attacks. Sister takes the opportunity to smash Leopard into the ground before she gets a taste of defeat. Leopard proceeds to threaten Sister and dominates her. She is forced to submit to her while crying desperately, which results in Leopard's victory. Alice attempts to trap all of Enorme's monsters within her dollhouse while being cheered on by Musica and Lieberbloom. However, she gets exhausted and starts to fall asleep. It looks like the end of the road for Enormita until suddenly Magia Magenta rushes in to save the day. Trace Magia arrives just in time to save them, but a little too late to see Enormita transform back into normal girls. Convenient timing, am I right? Azure says she can handle the monsters on her own and activates her new ability known as La Veritas. She changes into a brand new form and completely destroys Enorme's monsters in one shot. She got that strong that quickly? The last few times we saw her, she was losing to her urges, but I guess she's all better now. Huh. Enorme gives a long-ass speech about the dynamics of the strong and the weak, which Baiser finds to be incredibly boring. Baiser starts thinking of ways to defeat Enorme. She then thinks of Tres Magia and how they fit the definition of those who protect the weak from the strong enemy. Baiser smiles and releases so much energy, which surprises Enorme. Then she achieves a brand new form, for the first time in forever. Her hair is longer, her wings are larger, and her are so much bigger. Baiser easily counters all of Enorme's attacks. Oh, I just noticed that Baiser now has sharper teeth and darkened fingers. I'm getting some anti-Aqua vibes. Suddenly, Enorme turns into a... I guess we can scratch off Mommy. I was wrong about Lieberbloom reminding me of Medusa. Now this is more like it. Venalita watches and chuckles. It seems like he was planning this from the very beginning. But to what end, I wonder? It's time for Enorme's punishment. Baiser claims that someday, someone may defeat her, but that day isn't today. She gains control of Enorme's goo monster and uses it to bind Enorme. Labor Bloom and Musica arrive to the scene, alongside Alice and Leopard, who is bandaged up, to check on Baiser. Baiser is doing great, actually. They are both shocked at her transformation and the state Enorme is in. Venalita explains that Baiser transformed Enorme into something she could have more fun dominating. Oh, so I guess it wasn't her normal form. Baiser claims Enorme's power is boring since all she can do is smash and crush things. Similar to Sister Gigant if you think about it. Oh my god, bear cake! I repeat, bear cake! Enorme asks what kind of battle this is, but Baiser clarifies that it isn't a battle, it's her punishment. She constantly wanting her to admit defeat. Enorme changes back into her adult form and yells out to Loco and Labor Bloom to help her. But they decline. I think I get it now. She's not actually a lolly. Baiser's own perception of her is one. Baiser makes a Saitama face as she continues to humiliate Enorme. And now she's crying.
Somebody's crying!
Once it's over, Enorme admits defeat and apologizes. Baiser has achieved total victory. Afterward, Enorme runs away, crying and humiliated. Venalita explains that her power is inferior to the other magical girls, which causes her to lash out and attempt to strike at Venalita. But, in a somewhat chilling scene, we see Venalita smile in a creepy way. Then behind him, Sister Gigant approaches Enorme. The screen cuts away and we don't see what happened to her. Creepy stuff. Sister Gigant seems to be working directly for Venalita instead of Enorme. As if she hasn't fallen enough already. Vena was right. Pride does indeed come before a fall. Once the gang is back together, they wonder what happened to Enorme, but Venalita says plainly that he finished her off. He then offers the girls a gift for their hard work, which includes offering Utena the top officer spot at Enormita, thus ending the episode. I'm not really sure what to make of this episode. It was fun, make no mistake, but I just can't help but feel like it was a filler and nothing more. Oh well, let's talk about it regardless. We open with Enormita in a meeting. It seems like everyone is bored out of their mind, especially Utena, who seems to have exhausted all of the gears in her head. I know that feeling all too well. The conversation flows as normal silliness ensues, but Utena is intrigued by Azur's new form, which Nemo and Matama mention they ran into during Enorme's raid of the city.
私らトレスマジア見たんだよ。
Just mentioning Trace Magia is enough to wake her up. Even if she has to be the villain, she just can't get over that love of her precious magical girls. Though the new form does intrigue her, Utena doesn't want any details about it because of spoilers. Meanwhile, Trace Magia is fixing up the damaged buildings in the city with the help of these adorable little guys known as golems. Utena decides to spy on them, but she gets caught by Azure. Azure recognizes her as Utena, but thanks to the magic disguising Minakami, Utena can't recognize her. I wonder when that plot point will end up being challenged. Utena asks to shake Azure's hand. She wishes to shed her skin, so she could save her touch forever. Gross. They have an intriguing conversation, but Utena gets the idea to offer Azure a massage, which she surprisingly accepts. Utena isn't able to help herself, and ends up giving her a very Wow, we can almost see her special place. Oh my god, it's so detailed. The fabled lips that Labor Bloom doesn't have were on Magia Azure all along. Utena opens it up and takes a peek inside. Utena snaps out of it when Azure and runs away. She then assembles the girls and declares their mission to continue fighting Trace Magia, and then running away at the last minute like they usually do. Utena wants to prolong their encounters as much as possible. Remember when she was shy and meek? Well, now she's a freak. But we still love Utena. This is who she truly is. Later on, Utena and Kiwi take Kurisu to the toy store in order to treat her. They run into Haruka, who has brought her 3 little sisters. They're triplets!
この子たち、私の妹なんだ。夏菜、秋穂、美冬。
3 times the fun, am I right? Kurisu plays with the 3 little girls while Haruka, Kiwi, and Utena enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. Once they say their goodbyes, Utena notices that Kurisu has transformed while staring at a Godzilla-like doll that she got earlier. She transforms the doll into a giant monster that looks like Godzilla. Haruka senses the danger alongside the other 2 members of Tres Magia. Because this is an attack by Enorme, Tres Magia arrives onto the scene faster than
Faster than a barefoot jackrabbit on a high.
Oh, yeah, the rabbit. Don't bother, Sandy.
Suddenly, Kurisu uses the Ultraman device to turn Magenta into a giant woman. Just like Ultraman. Since she's a giantess now, everyone can see under her skirt. Some citizens even start taking pictures. While Magenta is embarrassed at first, she does whatever she can to stop the monster in front of her. But suddenly, Leopard starts crawling up her cake! Baiser unbuttons her shirt, exposing her udders. Alice commands the Godzilla-like creature to bite Magenta, but it only tickles her. Suddenly, she starts hearing her 3 little sisters cheer her on. She gets inspired and decides to fight back against the monster. Azure tells Sulfur that they should dive into Magenta's dress to fight off Enorme. Azure and Baiser start fighting each other, while Baiser is holding on to Magenta's. Magenta positions herself awkwardly, and they all end up falling between her and her. Magenta gets so embarrassed she ends up punching the monster and Enorme all the way up into the sky, where they blast off like Team Rocket. In the end, the day is saved, but it seems like everyone saw Magenta's bare lips. Utena and Kiwi watch Kurisu as she falls asleep in between them, with a look of pleasure on her face. Oh my god, how cute! Can you believe it? Episode 13 is finally here. I know it's hard to say goodbye, but all good things must come to an end. What better way to end this wonderful series other than with a beach episode?
We're going to the beach. It's the beach episode.
My friends, we've come a long way, but we finally get to see Utena in a sexy swimsuit.
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy.
Oh my god! Thank you very much! A string bikini! This is a whole lot more than what I was expecting. Of course, Kiwi loses her mind after seeing Utena in that swimsuit. Poor Kurisu. She has to wear such a boring swimsuit compared to the rest of the girls. I guess there's always next season. What Utena isn't wearing it? Oh, come on! And right on cue, Haruka, Minakami, and Tenkawa are all on the beach as well. We already know that some shenanigans are about to go down with all of these supermodels on the beach. Also, as usual, Tenkawa and Kiwi start bickering again. Oh, but what's this? Minakami seems to be getting closer to Utena. Could this be hinting at a future ship? Well, I guess they're already a married couple since Baiser always but, I mean, has fun time with Azure. Hehehe. Sometime afterward, Minakami notices the way Baiser applies sunscreen. It reminds her of that massage she gave her the other day. It seems like Minakami is starting to get suspicious of Utena and has associated her habits with Magia Baiser. Afterward, Minakami inquires about Utena's bag, which has chibi versions of Tres Magia designed on it. Utena asks if Minakami is a fan of Tres Magia while getting all excited. She has so many questions. including who her favorite of the trio is. Utena and Minakami continue chatting while being bathed in the sun. This peaceful atmosphere is what all heroes strive for. Wait, did I just…
This piece is what all true warriors strive for.
Later on, Utena decides to buy some drinks, but two drunk women cut her in line. That sets Kiwi off, so she turns into Magia Leopard to scare away the two drunk girls. All of the citizens run away and shout out that Enorme is attacking. This sets of Haruka and her friends, so they begin to transmagia. They transform and catch wind of Leopard and Utena. Utena commands Leopard to throw a smoke bomb in order for them not to see her transform. It seems that all 5 members of Enorme are ready for battle against Tres Magia. Sulfur immediately goes all out with her attacks. With one word, Baiser's followers prepare to fight.
3回荒けたかっこ撃破や
Sometime off-screen, Baiser spanked an octopus that was on top of Kiwi's head earlier. So she can control living beings as well, but not to the same extent as non-living objects. The octopus's tentacles wrap around all of the girls, and then we get an oldie but goodie. That's right, it's tentacle. Between you and me, I'd love to see Sulfur become to Baiser next. Azure is cool and all, but Sulfur has so much pride and is usually very cocky. If this scene is a hint at what is to come for her, then I can't wait to see her get corrupted. Suddenly, Azure freezes the octopus in a very quick cut and saves her 2 allies. I guess they wanted to rush and get to the cool part, huh? Azure walks towards Baiser and faces her off in a final confrontation. The opening theme plays in the background while building up this epic battle to end the season. Baiser is getting turned on because she's watching Azure be the confident and cool magical girl that she was always meant to be. She's no longer a slave, but a true hero. She transforms into an icy shrine maiden. This new form of hers is called Maiden of Frost. Oh my god, that outfit looks so cute. Baiser transforms as well, and they begin to have an epic duel. Azure apparently has turned her fetish into a source of power. The punishment she gets from Baiser fuels her power, which she defines as love? I guess this ship is about to set sail, guys. Sulfur gets angry and calls out the 2 lovebirds for being so weird. Sounds like someone needs to be punished. Azure unleashes her final attack. Avalanche of Love.
Avalanche!
Azure defeats Enorme for the first time ever, and Baiser gives her a next time villain speech. This is how it should be in Baiser's mind. The final parts of the episode shows the girls continuing to have fun on the beach, all of them being none the wiser to their true identities. Kiwi even bonds with Tenkawa a bit. I honestly ship them way more than I do Kiwi and Utena. Utena thinks to herself about her recent experiences, how becoming a magical girl has changed her life for the better. She used to just admire them from afar, but now she gets to be one, and she gets to engage in battle with her beloved Tres Magia. But not only that, Utena now has so many friends. She's no longer alone, cramped in her room of magical girl figurines and she has real people by her side that she can gush over, just as she used to gush over her beloved and most treasured magical girls. Oh boy, that's a wrap, everybody. Until Season 2 comes out, I think I'm gonna take it easy with the uploads for a while. Don't worry, I won't leave you hanging for too long. I want to make even more videos about this show, and its manga as well. I'll see you all soon, okay? I love you all truly from the bottom of my heart. Sayonara. Let's gush again, my friends.